Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedido. Always open, always local.
A detainee is assaulted at the Agana lockup and sent to the hospital.
Plus, the latest with the investigation into allegations of sexual abuse by Archbishop Anthony Aperon.
And the victim, a woman, comes forward alleging clergy sex abuse.
Hafide and good evening. The Easter weekend was off to a rather rough start for the local prison.
Yet another attack, this time happening at the Agana lockup. The incident sending one detainee to the hospital. It's a story you'll see here first on KUAM. The Department of Corrections is once again investigating an attack at its facility, this time at its unit in Agana.
Initially, it was a report of a detainee who apparently had slipped in the restroom.
An apparent accident that turned out to be much more. DEPCOR spokesperson Jeff Limo says it wasn't long after investigators learned how the detainee got hurt.
It was then the detainee then admitted that he was assaulted.
The detainee has been treated at the hospital for his injuries, and Limo says he's since been moved to another post and is being watched for his safety. Though his name is not being released at this time, KUAM has learned he has been at the Agana lockup since February, charged with simple stalking, family violence, and harassment.
I feel that even though these individuals broke the law, it's still our responsibility to make sure that they're taken care of, to make sure that their safety is our foremost concern.
Despite those quick safety measures being taken, it's attacks inside the prison like these that has Public Safety Committee Chair Senator Talina Nelson concerned.
It's also part of the DOC's responsibility to ensure that their operations and their staff is in place and that everyone is taken care of.
Last Friday's attack now adding on to the list of issues she will question the department about during an informational hearing scheduled for this week.
To truly understand what are some of the challenges that DOC has and to work with them to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
We should note at Agana lockup, DEPCOR officials confirmed there is no lockdown in place and detainees there are free to walk around their assigned block.
Like most prisons, assaults happen. Unfortunately, we do our best up here at Corrections to try to prevent that. But again, it's about the time and day.
But the department now is left launching a new internal affairs investigation into this latest attack, along with finding out where the officers on duty had been when it occurred.
We want to be sure, and the director and the deputy director wants to ensure that if in fact policies and procedures were followed at the time of the incident.
We could find out this week the outcome of the Department of Corrections Internal Affairs investigation into last month's attack that left detainee Justin Meno brain dead. Prison officials confirmed they are wrapping up their report and will brief DEPCOR management before publicly releasing their findings. Meno was found badly beaten in the Post 6 maximum security unit yard area. It's in that area of the unit it's only one person allowed at a time. Both the inmates, detainees, as well as the officers working the day of that attack have been questioned. We will bring you the very latest of the investigation as soon as it's released. Meno remains at GMH in critical condition.
He's a named plaintiff in 4 lawsuits in the District Court of Guam for clergy sex abuse. But what's the status with Archbishop Anthony Aperon's canonical trial in Rome? One Aperon accuser met with the group charged with the investigation, and they report the end could be near. Here's more.
Rewind to last summer.
I was raped by Anthony Sablan Aperon, who at that time was a priest in Agate. I shouted out to Father Anthony to stop. I kept shouting and I tried to move, but all I could feel was him on top of me. It seemed like forever that Father Anthony stayed on top of me. I was crying out to him, asking him to please stop.
And fast forward to today, Archbishop Anthony Aperon's accusers could see closure as early as this summer.
They're hoping that the canonical trial will be over with sometime early summer. And he was talking probably around July time frame.
In a phone interview with KUAM, Arizona's Walter Denton confirms he met with the group charged with the canonical investigation into Aperon as part of his ongoing canonical trial in Rome. The tribunal consists of Cardinal Raymond Leo Burke, Father James Kahn, and Father Justin Walks, accompanied by canon lawyers representing Aperon. The 2.5-hour meeting took place in San Francisco on March 17.
They were there to listen to what I have to say. They weren't there to play games. They did not try to say anything that would kind of trick me into saying something that would use against me. They were really concerned about what happened to me, and they honestly made me feel comfortable telling my story.
After providing his deposition, he was able to meet with the tribunal's Father Walks, who further assured him his testimony didn't fall on deaf ears.
He was really happy about that because, honestly, he told me that without us coming forward and giving our testimony to the tribunal, it was going to be hard for them to come up with a conclusion as far as what they're going to decide what's going to happen with Aperon.
Also meeting with the tribunal last month was Doris Conception, the mother of Joseph Sonny Kanata. Conception says the group came to Arizona to hear her over 2-hour deposition. As reported, Kanata was on his deathbed when he reportedly told his mother he was sexually abused by Aperon. Quote, "I didn't want to take it to my grave the way my son did. I just want Aperon to be defrocked and exposed." End quote.
Now to allegations of priests covering up for one another. This, according to the latest victim to file suit against the church. Father Juan Camacho is accused of making sexual advances on a 14-year-old girl in the early 1970s. Father Camacho was a priest at Santa Barbara Catholic Church in Dededo and also the brother to Monsignor Ziolo Camacho. The plaintiff, only identified as 59-year-old TG, alleges the priest asked her to serve as a receptionist for the church, but behind closed doors, he fondled her breasts and ran his hands up her thighs. The abuse only stopped when the girl cried. In a press release from her attorney, Kevin Fowler, he states, quote, "We have heard from a number of plaintiffs who allege they told priests that they were being abused and were ignored. TG initially came forward because she believes Father Juan Camacho likely abused other girls given how aggressive he was with her. But her story raises serious questions about whether Monsignor Camacho ignored complaints about Father Louis Brouillard abusing children because he knew his own brother was abusing children. TG marks the 50th plaintiff to file suit.
Defense counsel for the Archdiocese of Agana is asking the court to consolidate 37 lawsuits against the church. All 37 lawsuits were filed by attorney David Lujan. The motion was made to streamline the process, seeing as each of the cases has identical legal issues and similar facts. As reported, the church is challenging the constitutionality of Guam law that was changed to lift the civil statute of limitations for child sex abuse cases. The church also intends to challenge the individual causes of action pleaded by each complainant as being legally defective on various grounds. The motion to consolidate further states, quote, "All of these issues should be decided through one law and motion proceeding and not by briefing and arguing the same issues through repetitive and identical motions in each case," end quote.
Chris, facing the possibility of life in prison and a $10 million fine, Joaquin Patrick Ujoa Rosario signed a plea agreement with the feds. Rosario will plead guilty to conspiracy to distribute 50 grams or more of methamphetamine hydrochloride. 3 years ago, Rosario was busted by the DEA after they received info from another defendant from San Francisco. The San Francisco defendant, who was boarding a flight to Guam, was arrested with 500 grams of meth on him. He allegedly was on his way to Guam to deliver the drugs to Rosario. A sting was set up on April 17, 2014. While at the airport, federal law enforcement found a little over $15,000 in cash and about 50 grams of drugs in the car. When they searched Rosario's home, they found another 28.6 grams of meth, almost $80,000 in cash, a Colt 45 gun and ammo, and Western Union receipts for the San Francisco defendant. A change of plea hearing is set for April 21st.
A 28-year-old man spent Good Friday behind bars after trying to rob someone at the Winster 2 game room. Police spokesperson Kim Santos says the report was made just before 6:30 p.m. A patron at the game room said he was confronted by a man who was armed with a knife and demanded money. During the confrontation, the suspect dropped the knife and ran out of the establishment. Police responded and managed to locate him. Cairo Sauce was arrested for armed robbery, terrorizing, assault, and use of a deadly weapon in the commission of a felony. He was booked and confined.
Still to come on your news leader, 4 years and still no movement to renovate Simon Sanchez High, the latest from the legislature coming up.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
Two things come to play when talking about mobile data: price and speed. Let's look at what happens when we compare the competition against ITNE's $80 plan. Docomo's $79 plan comes with 6 gigs. ITNE's $80 plan comes with 20. GTA's $80 plan comes with 10 gigs. Better, but you get twice as much at ITNE. ITNE has the best network and the data to back it up. Get unlimited talk and text and 20 gigabytes for $80 at ITNE. Oh, and if you bring your own device, get 40 gigs.
Get more during our spring clearance event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Inherit that go-anywhere attitude with the legendary rugged Jeep Wrangler 4x4 of the decade. For a limited time only, enjoy savings of $2,500 off. Or go beast mode and save up to $5,000 off Ram trucks, voted Guam's best 2 years in a row. Plus, well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing. Get to Cars Plus today for quick and easy financing during our spring clearance event. Cars Plus, driven by you.
There's no place on Guam like Chuck E. Cheese's. It's tons of fun with so many games, and parties are a blast, where everyone has fun. Come and party at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam. Call and book your party today.
Enjoy an afternoon under the sun for the USO's 8th annual Golf for Our Heroes tournament presented by title sponsor GTA. Golf alongside USO Guam's top supporters, volunteers, and members from our military community on Thursday, April 20th at the Onward Telefofo Golf Course. Join us on the green for a chance to win some epic prizes, including 2 United Airlines round-trip tickets to Asia or Micronesia. We thank the community of Guam in supporting USO's mission to connect service members to family, home, and country. See our website or call for more details.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Experts gathered Monday to discuss a variety of key issues on one of Guam's most precious resources. Nestor LeConte reports on the Water and Wastewater Conference hosted by the Guam Waterworks Authority.
Among the presenters was engineer Michelle Sorensen of GWA consultant Brown & Caldwell. She spoke on predicting water supply and demand and land development over the northern Guam aquifer.
Sustainable management is the term that's being used now in terms of making sure that what you're taking out and how you're taking it out is appropriate for the longevity of the aquifer so that you have water now and really far into the future.
She says a lot of money is going into research to find out more about the aquifer and to provide better information to make key decisions such as how to better protect it and where to drill future wells.
I think it's important to recognize the need for collaborative coordination for water supply policy. It's not just the Navy, it's not just GWA, it's not just policy makers. Everyone has to be working on this together.
Sorensen says while Guam is blessed with an abundant natural water supply, there is no such thing as a limitless resource.
Guam has great water and it's got a lot of water, and the island is really lucky for that, and it's incumbent on us to protect that.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor LeConte.
Thanks.
No.
There's just too many unanswered questions. Members of the Guam Education Board refusing to take a stance on Bill 70 until their questions are answered. As reported, Bill 70 seeks to convert Simon Sanchez High School into a charter school in order to resolve funding and procurement concerns that put the brakes on reconstructing a new campus. But during a work session today, DOE Superintendent John Fernandez presented some of those questions.
Because of what it was reflected. To answer questions with regard to the priority of the existing students who attend Simon Sanchez, and a discussion about what to do about those students who do not want to attend a charter school, as well as all of the younger students who would be in that district who would normally attend Simon Sanchez, what would be done for them. It doesn't give you the option to not convert, so if it passes...
The GEB is scheduled to meet on Tuesday for a regular board meeting. The meeting is set for 6 p.m. at Simon Sanchez High School. Prior to the meeting, GEB members are anticipated to take a walkthrough of the school.
Only 2 people showed up to testify on legislation that would yet again alter the procurement method for the renovation and construction of Simon Sanchez High School and close to 40 other public schools.
Here we are almost exactly 3 years later, and 15, 16, 17, actually 4 years, and we're now closer to it today than we were 4 years ago.
Senator Tom Atta introduced Bill 58, which would remove the mandate to use the RFP method and instead revert back to a traditional competitive sealed bidding procurement process. DPW Deputy Director Felix Beneventi provided testimony opposing the legislation while Cortec testified in support of the bill. The delay in the construction and implementation of the $100 million RFP is because of protests and now 2 appeals filed by Cortec. The Department of Education did not show up to today's hearing, while GEEF, the contractor, which was determined the highest bidder in the first go-round, providing testimony opposing the legislation.
Looking for more ways to think green, legislation has been introduced to establish the Guam Renewable Energy Task Force. Senators Tolina Nelson, Dennis Rodriguez Jr., and Regine Bisco Lee introduced Bill 78, which would also allow for the adoption of the Guam Energy Action Plan. The measure hopes to establish mechanisms to help the island minimize its carbon footprint, a plus for businesses like Micronesia Renewable Energy.
I've gone numerous times on the record at GPA, at public hearings, saying that there has to be some type of bridge that's going to bridge the gap between the utility and the renewable energy industry, figure out a way to coexist.
Meantime, the 8th Regional Conference on the Island's Sustainability will happen this week from April 19th and 20th at the Hyatt Regency Guam. Among the topics, environmental and energy solutions.
A former Port Authority of Guam controller is now taking his case to the High Court. Supreme Court justices set a date for the appeals hearing today. As we reported, Jose Guevara won the appeal of his termination before the Civil Service Commission, but in 2014, a Superior Court judge ordered the CSC to vacate its judgment. Guevara was one of several port workers fired in 2012, accused of being involved in a scheme to defraud the government and then cover it up. Guevara argues the port violated the 60-day rule in serving him adverse action. The hearing is set to begin on June 2nd at 10 a.m. in the Supreme Court.
Well, coming up, Double D has the day in sports, but first, your weather for the week.
A wise man once said that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. You don't always see that 10% coming when you get hurt or feel the devastation. For over 40 years, Alpha Insurers reacts quickly for you to provide you with peace of mind. Always. Alpha Insurers, protecting your good things in life.
How much do you pay for your unlimited mobile plan? Too much! Switch today to Value Mobile at $24.99 a month. It's the lowest priced unlimited mobile plan on Guam. Yes, $24.99. Value Mobile by iConnect gives you unlimited data, local calls, and local text, and a free phone, all with no contract. Value Mobile by iConnect, the lowest priced unlimited mobile plan at only $24.99 a month. Visit an iConnect store or ValueMobileGuam.com. Find us on Facebook. Conditions apply.
From the moment you see it, it commands your respect. You can feel its immense power. The only way to master it is to venture inside. Go ahead, dive in. The GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Get 16% below MSRP on select Sierra 1500 Crew Cab vehicles in stock. That's over $9,000 on this Sierra.
Visit AutoSpot GMC today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching the second annual Bubble Fun Run taking place this Saturday down at Epau Beach in Tumon. Proceeds going to go towards the American Cancer Society's Relay for Life. Check it out. Registration for this year's run can be done at Foodies, GPO Food Court, Agana, Barragata, and Micronesia Mall, IT&E main office in Harmon, and Guam Regional Medical City customer service.
The turnaround is going to be at the end of Fujita Road and then come right back. And so this is a start and finish at Epau Beach Park. And so we have a bubble machine right in the beginning, and then there will be 2 bubble machines in each of the water stations. These are gluten-free and safe bubbles.
Showtime for the run is at 5:15 a.m. with go time scheduled for 6. T-shirts, awards to the top finishers along with refreshments and raffle prizes distributed post-race. Grand prize for the run, 1 United round-trip ticket between Guam and Micronesia, Japan, Shanghai, Hong Kong, or Manila.
We collaborated with IP&E and IT&E. 100% of the proceeds for this bubble run will go to American Cancer Society's Research for Cancer. This is a signature event for GRMC for Relay for Life. And we hope that it's a good turnout just like it was last year.
Entry fees are $10 per person, $35 for a group of 4, and will go up to $15 per person on race day. 346 competitors took part in the Trench Kids Obstacle Course held at the Guam International Raceway Park in Jigo. The course consisting of a rope climb, the big catch, wall ramp, tunnels, battle crawl, ninja steps, mud pit, reverse slide through a tunnel, Titan inflatable, and for the older kids, there was a wall traverse.
We have a little bit of experience with our adult event, and we wanted to make something more kid-friendly, so we did come up with some obstacles that were easier, but yet, at the same time, fun.
Kids ages 4 to 11 took on the course that was held on the motocross track. At the finish line, each competitor was greeted and treated to a finisher's medal, refreshments, Hafaloha participant dry fit T-shirt, and awards for the top 3 boys and girls finisher in each division.
The overall result of the event was fantastic. It looks like all the parents had fun, especially the kids. They had a lot of fun out there.
After Trench Kids, the stations of KUAM held a free to the public Easter egg hunt. Prizes were given out to all of the kids, as well as those who found the most eggs.
We had food vendors like Stacks, we had Hafaloha, we had Lynn's Barbecue, we have Marisol's and Hafaday Lemonade and Mungie Pops. They were out here. We had KUAM's Extreme Easter Egg Hunt. They called it Extreme because we're doing it on extreme terrain. So that seemed like it was a very good turnout as well.
GBA hoops now from Teason High School. UOG Triton stepping onto the court to face the Auto Spot Phoenix. Triton swinging the ball around. George Piolo attacking the basket. Ball rims out. My boy Destin Fikes with the rebound and put back for 2 of his 12 in the game. Phoenix looking to feed the ball inside to Tristan Tapia. Shot baseline off glass is a no-go. John Gregory cleaning up around the rim for the score. UOG's A.J. Carlos put up 14. Carlos shooting 50% from the outside. Moneyball is good for 3. The UOG Tritons pick up their first win in 2 seasons, 77-61 over the Auto Spot Phoenix. Ryan Nagauta 17 points in the dub. Romeo Sanchez with 13 in his team's losing effort. The MVP Stars stay unbeaten behind their 109-95 win against MacTech. JP Cruz 52 points, 8 of 15 from 3-point range. Joe Blas added 26. Jonathan Triplett, 19 in the loss for Mac Tech. Last game of the day, KFC Bombers, big win 90-64 over the Tooth Fairies. Raheem Trayan led all scorers in the win with 24. Edgardo Baza and Alfredo Royster both with 15 in their team's loss. Don't forget anything sports, hit me up, show@KUAM.com. That show without the W. That's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
It's tax time. You've got a refund. You checked the mail? Haven't got your refund yet? During Nissan's 17th Annual Easy 1040 Refund Event, everybody gets a refund up to $7,000 cash with your new Nissan. Use it towards your down payment, drop the price, or take the cash. The Nissan Easy 1040 Refund Event going on now, where everybody gets a refund. Take your guest drive today or get the details at NissanGuam.com.
Hey, smart spenders. Shell's Buy Food, Get Fuel promo is back. And this time, Shell's giving away grocery coupons, too. Shell has partnered up with Cost You Less and Island Fresh to help you save. Spend $30 at any Cost You Less or Island Fresh and receive coupons for $5 off of your next $30 fuel purchase at any Shell station, or purchase $30 of fuel at Shell and receive a coupon for $5 off any $75 Cost You Less or Island Fresh store purchase. Visit Shell, Cost You Less, or Island Fresh today and start stacking on savings. Some conditions apply. See stores for details.
For the last 5 days, 17 hours, and 23 minutes, you've been a passenger.